Good morning and happy Friday. Before we get to it, I was thinking maybe we might need to look into something like this at FHS High School when we get back. But that's another story. So, it's Friday. You know what to do. Hey, daily video. This thing is going to have some assessment tips. So, I don't know. Pay attention or not. It's up to you. 8.2 details hasn't changed. Homework self-assessment, make sure you do that. This is, like we've always done. Usually I've done it at the end of the chapter. This time we're doing it by section. So those things will go into Skyward on Monday. Assessment info, we'll talk about that in a minute. It's due Sunday night at midnight. Now that doesn't mean you have to do it over the weekend. If you're all caught up, do it today. Do it Friday during your math time and be done, and don't think about it over the weekend, just like you would if we had a test in class on a Friday. That's up to you. If you need time to prepare, then wait and do it, Sunday night at 11 o'clock if you want. I don't care. It's up to you. My preferred way of you turning it in is through one of these two flip grids, right? Second hour and fifth hour. It makes it a lot easier for me to get your explanations all in one place. If because of connectivity issues or whatever else, if you need to do something different, if you need to make a copy of this and put your answers on there and then share that with me, that's okay. Just that's kind of overwhelming when there's 116 different documents being shared at once. So if you can do it through a Flipgrid, that would be awesome. So as far as the assessment info, there's going to be, I don't know, I'm not sure if you call it one question or three. One question is going to have A, B, C, and D. It's going to have a scenario. It's going to say, hey, here's a story about something. You went out and took this sample, and then you got this, and you got this out of the sample size. We need you to make a confidence interval about that. The four parts, A, B, C, and D, are going to be, what's the state, plan, do, conclude process for that? Now, if that hasn't clicked for you, go to the solutions document. Oh, darn it. Sorry, I'm on the wrong part. Go to the solution, here's a template, number 35. I can't remember what the story was in 35, but state, plan, do, conclude. You didn't like that one? You like 36? State, plan, do, and conclude. Use that as a template. I don't care. Here's another one. State, plan, do, and conclude. Right? One question is going to be, here's a scenario, you do the stuff. What are you trying to do? Can you check the conditions to make sure that's okay to do that, right? Randomness, normality, and independence. Can you actually do it, right? Do it on your calculator if you want to, but explain how you did it. And then the conclusion. What would you say? Okay, it's cute that we got an interval like this, but what does that really tell a reader, right? So state, plan, do, conclude. There will also be one question that says, hey, find what sample size would be needed to make a certain margin of error. It's going to be like number 45 or something like this, where we don't have a best guess for P. So we're going to use 0.5, and then you'll do the algebra, right? You can look back at the previous videos if you want to, but those are going to be the questions that you're asked. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about how this is going to be, how it's going to look when you click here. The very first thing you're going to see is about academic integrity. That's really important to me, and I hope it's to you too. But the truth is, there's no way that I can verify your academic integrity in this setting. And frankly, if I could, I still wouldn't want to be the integrity police. That's up to you, right? So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. The very first thing I'm going to ask you to do when you're making your Flipgrid or when you're writing up your answers, I'm going to ask you to say out loud the academic integrity statement on there. It says basically, hey, this is really my work, right? Can you lie about that? Of course you can. And will I know it? Nope. But you will. And so I'm asking you to say it out loud. If that means that you have to lie out loud, again, you're going to know that, and that's up to you. I can't possibly. So your word is good with me, but I need you to give me your word when you start your Flipgrid. I want you to say out loud, this is really my work. Prepare all you want before you're making your Flipgrid, right? Use the back of the book. Use all the videos that you want to. Write up your script. Just don't get your answers from someone else, right? It's your work, right? So enough about that, right? The only other thing besides that that I think I have to say is this deep thought from Jack Handey. In weightlifting, I don't think sudden, uncontrolled urination should automatically disqualify you. Thanks for today, and wear your seatbelts.